Hello there survivors, and welcome back to another video in ARK Survival Ascended. Today I finally start building a Jurassic Park in ARK. I've done a few builds in the past, but the plan is to actually build a proper park, a full park here on Ragnarok. I've chosen one of these new island locations which has a lot of cool landscape as well as a lot of flat ground, which makes it a lot easier to do some of the bigger builds here as well. And today I just wanted to show you of some of the first designs that I've made. I've built the Jurassic Park Raptor pen that we see in the first movie with, of course, the raptors inside. And you can see I've made this one using the Bunker Structures custom cosmetic, which actually added a bunch of new skins for a dino park. So it's very convenient to do some building with that. But I also made sure to make a variant just using the vanilla structures to show that you still can get very close to the actual thing from the movies if you'd like to. So that's just the start. We'll be taking a closer look at that build in today's video, but I also wanted to ask you for your suggestions. Which builds from Jurassic Park would you love to see me try next? I'm definitely going to be doing, of course, the visitor center, but there might be other things that you would like to see. I would also like to know what you would prefer to see. Would you want to just do the Jurassic Park build, so everything from the first 3 movies, or would you actually just like to see from all of the movies, so including the Jurassic World, and we'll just mix and match those on this big island? Let me know down in the comments below, and of course feel free to leave your suggestions for the things that you would like to see next down as well. You know, any builds, any things from the movies that you would like to see translated into ARK, and we'll see what we can do. So today I have built the Raptor pen or paddock from the first movie, which is of course a very iconic structure, and it's actually something that could be very practical within ARK. Of course, it is an easy thing to build. It's not too big actually, so even early on you could probably get something like this down. Be perfect for some of your early game tames because it's a relatively small size, so you can get it built quite quickly and still house your smaller tames, your medium-sized tames, quite safely inside. So here we go. This is the version with the Bunker Structure cosmetics, which is a premium cosmetic, but well worth it if you like this kind of style. I already did a bunker build a while back with this skin, but now trying out some different designs as well as using some of these new additions like these cool danger signs with the raptor on top of it. I think it's also here a little bit more visible here on the side. Very cool textures, and you can see some of the new Dino Park structures, the fences that are included, even some ramp skins. Unfortunately not the corners yet. Hopefully they will be added soon so you can make those corners a little bit easier. Yeah, looking quite nice, and yeah, you could get something very close to the actual Raptor Paddock from the movie. Of course, we've got the tower at the back and the walkways all the way around it, as well as, of course, we have a nice big entrance here in the front with some spotlights, you know, to indicate the searchlights to make sure everything is safe before they open up. The generator skins is also something that is really cool. We have these cool walkways all the way around. Try to get as close to the movie design as possible. You can definitely feel that this is a well secured side, which is of course exactly the kind of feeling you want, and you can kind of walk around. To get it to the similar scale as it is in the movies, it does mean you can't really look into the thing except from the tower, but I feel like that is kind of what the movies intended as well. We have, of course, the gate here to enter the paddock, and then inside I've used some JVH landscaping for the plants to get some greenery going here, you know, for that overgrown feel. And then you can see some of the raptors. If you're wondering about the looks, these are from the Paleo Ascension mod, which has some variants to the raptors with some really cool patterns, and I think this might be due to event colors that they're looking this funky. But yeah, they just have that little pen around here. They can walk around freely. As you can see, there's pretty decent amount of space here on the inside, so there's definitely a decent amount of room here for some tames, whether that be raptors or any other early game tame that you might want to have inside. Everything that can fit through that gate. Of course, we do have these bars above, but if you take away the ceilings, it's actually quite high in here and still secure, so definitely some options to actually also use this in a survival playthrough, and you get some really cool vibes, especially, I mean, if you enjoy the Jurassic Park movies, this is a pretty awesome little thing to have as part of your base. So yeah, we have that whole entrance thing, and of course the inside, but the walkways around as well, leading all the way up back to this tower. Now, I haven't really done any interior here. The only details I have are these generators as well as the signs above. But inside we will find a nice little room. So you do have some space here to utilize as maybe some cryo storage for whatever raptors you're breeding or creatures you're breeding inside. And you've got plenty of nice windows to look out from with these skins, which definitely is a very nice thing. Little staircase going all the way up to the next layer where you have more space to do whatever, well, you really want to do here. And you have a nice view of the paddock. So here you would be able to see your creatures inside, so you can keep an eye out on them, or, you know, just enjoy the views of your surroundings, of course. And then you can go even further up all the way to the top. Don't mind this is just to keep wild dinos away. And then we have a spotlight right here as well to really keep an eye on those raptors down there, because they like to be hiding, of course, in the jungle leaves. But yeah, I think it's a quite cool vibe. Simple roof on top, just using ramps, and of course the new ramp corners. Absolutely love that we have all those extra options now, and you get a really nice looking paddock here to keep your tames safe. But as I said, I also made a vanilla version of this build. So right down here is the version without using cosmetics. As you can see, it's just utilizing the normal stone and the normal metal structures to still get a pretty cool look. So we have the same gateway here with the spotlights being up there, the stone structures instead of the concrete look. We have a little bit more of the clear metal here, instead of like the more rusted or like worn look for the bunker cosmetics. And yeah, we have the smaller ones here because I felt like the big ones, without being able to see through them, were a little bit too much. Instead of those ceilings, we just have beams going all the way around it. We also still have the overgrown look here. So yeah, you can still get something very, very cool. I've added a little bit more details here with like this little ledge above the window, as well as using the greenhouse windows in there to still get some windows in there. But yeah, of course, that is the advantage of using cosmetics, that you have some cooler looking windows, because frankly, we're quite lacking with windows options in the normal base game. We have the same kind of tower looking very similar, but definitely a little less exciting. I did use some JVAs to spruce up the sides of the walls a little bit more. We still have the same functionality, so we can go into our raptor pen, you know, visiting all creatures, and as you can see, there's a decent amount of space here. So if you really wanted to, you could probably get other creatures in as well. The height is pretty decent too, so anything that fits inside and through the gate, you could easily park in here and keep safe on your playthrough. And then yeah, you can start working on your own Jurassic Park. So yeah, there we go. That is the vanilla version of the Raptor Paddock. I still think it looks pretty cool, so definitely plenty of options there. But yeah, definitely if you use bunker cosmetics, or I mean any cosmetics, I guess, to get closer to the looks, you really can get something really cool and close to what we see in the movies. And yeah, this would definitely be an exciting addition to your base, I think. Yeah, that is what I've built so far. But as I said, I would love to hear your suggestions on what to build next in my Jurassic Park. And hopefully you are enjoying this new series that we will be starting to build a bunch of builds from the movies. And I can't wait to get this island filled up and to actually have my park up and running here. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know if you would like to see a build tutorial for this one as well. And I hope to see you around in the next video or stream. For now, goodbye.